On March 1st, 1999, Booster 1 was released but had no meaningful impact, unless you consider Ryukushin's 1000 attack stat power creeping Nemoriko's 800 actually meaningful. More importantly was the release of the starter box on March 18th, 1999. This introduced two new types of cards, Fusion Monsters and Field Spells. Fusion Monsters were played in the Fusion deck and required two specific monsters and a Polymerization spell card in order to special summon. However, the best Fusion Monster was Flame Swordsman, and considering it took 3 specific cards to make and still lost to a normal summon Gaia the Fierce Knight, made the mechanic dead on arrival. Field Spells were similarly useless because although they boosted the stats of multiple types of monsters at once, the boost was too small to have any relevant use cases. They also boosted the stats of opponents' monsters as well, so they were quickly tossed aside. The starter box did, however, contain the all-powerful Blue Eyes White Dragon, which immediately became the strongest monster in the game, dethroning the Dark Magician. The starter box also included another board wipe in Raigeki and an interesting card to counter exactly the Blue Eyes White Dragon in Dragon Capture Jar. Most Yu-Gi-Oh! Players know that now trap cards are divided into subtypes such as normal and continuous, but that wasn't yet the case. Originally, trap cards actually remained on the field unless they said to destroy themselves, such as the original printing of Trap Hole. Dragon Capture Jar, however, remained on the field indefinitely, nullifying the effectiveness of the Blue Eyes White Dragon and giving Dark Magician a rather unique niche in the format. Dark Magician, equipped with the Book of Secret Arts, could actually destroy a defense position Blue Eyes White Dragon while not being affected by Dragon Capture Jar. But with 3 Raigekis added to the playsets of Dark Holes, Fissures, and Trap Holes, as well as 2-pronged attack if you want even more removal, there were plenty of ways to deal with established threats in the history of the OCG. So it shouldn't be much of a surprise to see that, of course, the Blue Eyes White Dragon is the star of today's episode. As for the deck, it's pretty straightforward. There's a bunch of vanillas, every removal card in the format, and that's it. That's really all Yu-Gi-Oh! Was at this point. But there are some specific cards I want to discuss the history of before we delve into today's duel. So first of which being Aquamador. Now, for those of you who don't know, the starter box was actually released in 2 separate ways. The first was actually in conjunction with the release of the movie at the time, and Aquamador was one of the cards that came in the starter box if you got it for the theatrical release. And then a few weeks later, it was actually sold not as a part of a theatrical release, but actually just available for people to purchase normally. But they swapped out some of the cards from the theatrical box for the regular version, and Aquamador was in fact one of those cards. So the only time you could get Aquamador during this time was in the release of the theatrical edition of the starter box. And considering you see the 1200, 2000 stat line compared to everything you saw in episode 1, Aquamador is actually a pretty good card, all things considered. Speaking of good cards, though, Celtic Guardian, if you pre-ordered the starter box, that was not for the theatrical release, but for actual purchase, Celtic Guardian was the pre-order incentive for doing so, which is crazy when you consider that 1400 is like the new stat line as far as monsters go. And speaking of 1400, Canon the Sword Mistress was actually a promo at the time, which there were, I think, like less than 1,000 probably in circulation. But just to make it more interesting for this episode, Joseph and I decided to spend all of our YouTube money and give ourselves full play sets of this card, because I think it's just more interesting to see a card like this versus like more copies of Silver Fang and such, right? So most people would have probably been playing like the other vanillas that were a lot more easily accessible, but we want to make sure we show off a variety of cards and touch on some of the history of the cards during this time as well. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Joseph, you fool. You may have won the last episode, but I went to Kaiba Corp, I broke in and stole the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, and while I was there, I picked up 3 copies of Raigeki. It's over now. There's surely no conceivable way you'll be able to win.
I love that the concept of like, oh man, these games are too swingy. What if we put Raigeki in the format? It's real good. Very excited.
I mean, there's a weird dynamic at play, right? Because now that we have 6 board wipes and we have like 12 removal cards now because we have like Fissure and Trap Hole. I don't know. Maybe it actually does sort of balance things out, but it's like play guy gets wiped. What do now? I don't know. I think it's going to be slightly better than last episode, surely, right?
I mean, it literally cannot be worse. So,
well, we say that now, but we'll see how it plays out. Looks like I'm going to be on the back foot once again here. What are you doing, buddy?
I don't know. I still kind of want to go second, I think.
I still think getting the battle phase during this time is actually quite good. And the faster we get through this, the faster we can actually start playing real Yu-Gi-Oh! With advanced rules. Okay. So still no draw for turn, which is very radical for 1999 Yu-Gi-Oh, I have to say. I think I'm just going to set 2 cards and throw it to you.
All right, buddy, that better be trap hole. I normal summon the Dark Magician.
How dare you? This youthful king of the forest lives in a green world abundant with trees and wildlife, and you killed it!
Now he doesn't live at all.
How could you do such a thing? How could you do such a thing? Behold, the blue eyes white dragon!
All right, yeah. I'll take 500 here.
White lightning! Go ahead.
All right, Dark Hole.
Fantastic. We're also just the richest 2 people in Japan in 1999 that were able to afford all these cards, by the way.
Very true. Follow it up with a Blue Eyes, baby.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Wham!
I'll take 3,000 direct.
All right, next up, I'm going to set a card, and back to you.
How could you do such a thing? I'll draw. I will have a Raigeki of my own dispatch your blue eyes.
This format is awesome, dude. It's so good.
Dark Magician!
Yeah, I gotta.
I figured that's gonna happen. All right, go ahead.
All right. Okay, I don't know. Celtic Guardian.
Sure, 14.
You know, we're getting there. Go ahead.
Okay. Behold, my Gaia, the Fierce Knight!
Oh my god. Yeah.
Spiral slash attack!
I'll take 9 here, apparently.
I will say it is kind of fun just being able to just dunk these, like, giant morons on the field.
Behold my Blue Eyes White Dragon!
Shit.
This game is going very well.
This is just... You know, if I actually could get some removal, that would be fantastic, actually. I will set a monster and pass the turn.
Oh, you absolute fool. I normal summon Kanan, the Sword Mistress. We've all been there, folks.
We have.
Oh
we
my
have.
God.
This card was also a promo, so again, most like expensive cards for 1999 here.
Imagine
I'll take 14. I'm on my last life here.
Like taking out a second mortgage to afford Kanan, the Sword Mistress.
Literally. I think I'm probably dead here, but I will bring out the Dark Magician and take out your cannon.
Yeah, sure. I'll take, what, 9 here?
Yeah. Any monster doesn't. I imagine your hand is 4 of them.
It is full of them. We're going to normal the most powerful monster in the game, the Hitatsumi Giant.
And I'm so happy that I ever had 2 monsters on the field to activate this 2-pronged attack.
Yup.
I fucking hate this game. 1999 Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not looking too good, buddy. I gotta be honest.
Oh, wow. Oh, you're making me go first. Awesome.
I am.
All right, well,
I do think that's the move,
I don't really
honestly.
have much to do, so gun it.
I'll draw. Uh-oh. You know what? We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. You know why everything's fine? It's because Heavy Storm doesn't exist in this format. Everything's fine.
I have no idea what 2 cards you could want to set. We're going to flip summon Aquamador, and we're normaling Gaia into your trap hole.
That is exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, well, I'll get in for 12. It is funny that Aquamador doesn't even feel that bad to attack with. Like, he's just like...
No, like, he's actually, like, kind of decent for what it's worth.
He can test the Hitatsumi Giant.
Speaking of which, let's bring one out of our own.
Absolutely.
You fool! I equip him with Book of Secret Art!
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
He goes to 1,500 because he's a spell.
All right, I'll take 3, I suppose.
And I'm going to get wrecked here because anything can still clear this. Go ahead.
Blue Eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Is what you thought! Dragon Capture Jar activate!
God. He goes to defense.
He does.
That's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't think you can out this guy.
You want to bet?
Oh, well, you know, that will do it.
Battle phase 15.
Absolutely.
That's all we got. Go ahead.
Well, I will normal summon Gaia the Fierce Knight.
God damn it, that's not a dragon, Joseph.
No, it isn't.
Sure.
Go ahead.
It's fine. Well, now what the hell do we do? That was fun while it lasted. I guess I'll just set a card and pass.
I'm in.
You fool. It is my Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Oh, no. Okay, go ahead.
And the problem is Dragon Capture Jar is reciprocal, so I can't switch it to attack mode.
I mean, it still walls everything.
It does wall everything, which is why it's still like the best card in the format, but unfortunately it's still kind of shitty. You could just pass. The problem is if I pass, you can just like, what, fissure my guy, I guess? We'll do this.
Sure.
I'll set a pair. Go ahead.
Stand by main.
Yep.
Okay, we'll right Geki.
Well, I guess that got this out of you, so we'll take it.
All right, I'm in.
Gonna lose him anyway.
Let us normal summon Kanan the Sword Mistress.
Sure.
Get in for 14.
Take it.
Go ahead.
I will set a card, and I will set a card. Go ahead.
Stand by main. Wow.
You fool! My Mador has a liquid wall to crush enemies that oppose
absolutely do this.
Fuck, yeah, it's fine.
All right, go ahead.
Set and pass. This is at least, we've got some more game going than the first game.
That's true.
Gaia, the Fierce Knight!
I'll take 7 here. Go ahead.
All right, so the only back row that does anything here is like 2-pronged attack exactly. Sure, I'll get in.
I'll take what? 8, 7, 9 here. Yes.
We'll set a card. Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you could also just set literally anything too. We'll hit.
It's Blue Eyes.
That also does it. So I take 2, and we'll pass.
All right, whatever. I'm gonna go Dark Hole here. And I'm gonna normal Celtic Guardian.
Gross. This is what, 14?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Cry. I can't believe I'm gonna fissure a Celtic Guardian. That seems so
Absolutely,
bad.
sir.
The Tatsumi Giant.
Yeah.
12.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Dark Hole, the Hitatsumi
Oh my
Giant.
god, Hitatsumi Giant got the Dark Hole. Oh my god. I will set a card. Go ahead.
Let's see you defeat my Hitatsumi Giant.
Shit. That's fine. Take 12.
All right, go ahead.
All right. I'll set and pass. We're on the back foot.
And back to you.
Okay. Draw. We'll go Kanan the Sword Mistress.
I have to trap hole that.
Sure. I will pass.
I normal summon the Dark Magician.
I will trap hole the Dark Magician.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Behold my Celtic Guardian!
Shit. All right.
Celtic Blade Slash.
Take 200 here. Ooh, this is not good. No, I can't. I'm too low life. I'm gonna fire off Dark Hole.
Sure. It's my Blue Eyes.
Then I will set one.
Okay, so you've gone through 2 Blue Eyes, 2 Gaias, a Dark Magician. I'll run it. So I clear anything in defense that is not Blue Eyes exactly, unless I equip it with Book of Secret Arts to 2,800.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. It is Blue Eyes exactly.
Wow! All right, the read. Go for it.
All right, Raigeki.
Shit. Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. We'll set. Go ahead.
This sucks. Go ahead.
Go ahead. The tension. The tension.
Yeah, go for it. Oh boy. Okay.
This is Yugi as Takahashi intended.
Aquamador.
Sure.
Raigeki.
Shit. Yeah, that's fine. It's my Blue Eyes.
Celtic Guardian.
I will trap hole the Celtic Guardian.
12.
You take 12.
Go ahead.
That's pretty good. The Dark Magician.
Trap hole.
No! I have a Dark Hole.
Okay.
I need you to whiff. I need you to whiff.
Oh, not again! The Hitatsumi Giant!
The Hitatsumi Giant is too good!
This format sucks, dude. It's
We have to
so
try the
bad.
game 3.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
This second game was actually kind of interesting. Joseph, this must be your series. I mean, because you're just cleaning up.
Finally, we've invented the Cimoooooooo series where he loses. I don't know, man. This God, this deck is... I'm just looking at a grip of 5 unplayable cards, like, awesome. Really good.
We will... Maybe we just set one and pass, honestly.
What am I going to do about it? Dark Magician. That's what I'll do about it.
I'll trap hole it.
Yeah. All right, well, that was fun.
That was fun. Yep. Main one.
Yep.
Let's try for a Gaia.
Fine.
See what we're hitting here.
Hey, it's just him.
Okay. I will set one and pass.
I'll Dark Hole here. I'm gonna normal the Hitatsumi Giant, I think.
That is 100% fine.
Get in for 12.
Let's go for Cannon the Sword Mistress.
Yep.
We'll try to get in for 2.
Yeah.
Pass it back. How's that going over there?
Feeling a little monster light, I'm gonna be honest with you.
But that means you are removal heavy, which I don't exactly like to hear. I'll get in for 28 here.
Yeah.
You want to Regeki 2 weenies, be my guest.
Just fire the Dark Hole here.
Okay.
Okay, we found a guy.
Try for a Blue Eyes.
Sure.
Try to get in.
Okay, calm down there, buddy.
Yeah, we'll pass.
What an interesting rip off the top of the deck for me. Let's set one and pass.
Draw. We'll go Dark Hole.
Okay. This is my Blue Eyes.
It was your Blue Eyes. Okay. We're going to go Celtic Guardian for 14.
I'm in.
And I'm passing.
Wow, I'm getting waxed here. I think we're going to try this. Go ahead.
Okay. We'll go Dark Magician.
Yes.
I'm going to equip the book in case it's Blue Eyes.
It is the Hitatsumi Giant.
Okay, that was the furthest thing from Blue Eyes. All right, I'm about to get Regeki'd for my life here.
I mean, you are, but I don't have another
Yeah.
guy to follow it up, so...
Happy to hear that. Aquamador,
Yeah.
12.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank God. Kanan the Sword Mistress.
Trap hole.
Oh, don't make me do this. Fissure.
Fissure the Mador, that's fine. Any monster off the top, come on. Oh, thank God. What a better... No, wait, it goes to defense.
I was going to say,
I forgot.
well, hold up, buddy.
Shit.
Let's not get too excited. Go ahead.
Should have said it. Any monster. That's not a monster. No, I'm so close.
Come on, dog.
Dark Magician, rise! No!
Get in the hole. Get in the hole.
I just need any monster.
Okay. Whew, okay.
Raigeki.
Oh, but come on, man.
Gaia.
Get in the hole. Get in the hole.
No! God damn it.
Okay. Fissure.
Sure.
Celtic Guardian.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's a monster.
It's just, if from here on out, if you draw a Dark Magician, I just die instantly.
Interesting you say
No!
that.
That's the last copy! Oh, yeah, you got it.
You spelled your own demise on that one.
Oh, man, that was terrible.
Okay, I gotta say, I think this was more fun than the last episode.
For sure, for sure.
With the inclusion of Dragon Capture Jars specifically to, like, counter... Because if you think about it, if you're rich enough to afford 3 Blue Eyes, which at this time is, like, pretty unlikely... if Blue Eyes is, like, the main threat in the format, and then there is a card to specifically counter this card, there's only one real way to remove it, and it's this. And, like, this card's terrible otherwise,
awful, yeah.
so it's like... Like, unless you're specifically in this instance where you know the opponent's going to be on 3 copies of it... Dragon Capture Jar is just going to literally nullify every single copy of Blue Eyes and just make it obsolete, which then all of a sudden, Dark Magician is actually looking like your best monster. But the problem is, Dark Magician can't hit over a set Blue Eyes, so you either have to wait for removal or, like, resort to playing Book of Secret Arts to make it 2800 so you can just hit over it naturally, which is cute, but when there's 12 removal cards in the format, like, I'm not sure if that's actually, like, the best idea. But I feel like there was just an interesting degree of play versus, like, the last episode where it was literally just, like, who drew the better hand.
Yeah, you know, holding Dark Holes and Raigekis for 2-for-1s is pretty important. It feels like life points really, really matter in a format where there's just so many crazy good removal spells. The one thing that really complicates everything, I think, is the inclusion of Trap Hole. I see why
I agree.
Rush Duel still has this card at Legend status. Like, this is an unbelievable tempo swing, especially when, like, it gets to trade for something like a Blue Eyes. A really, really incredible card. I will say the Junior rules did not do this format particularly well. I mean, imagine shelling out cash for Green Phantom King and staring down a Gaia the Fierce Knight. How ridiculous.
I will say, though, with Trapple forces an interesting dynamic, though, where, like, setting something like your Dark Magician or your Blue Eyes actually becomes, like, a relevant play to play around this card. And yeah, they still die to, like, Raigeki Darkhole and Fissure eventually as well, but it's neat that, like, how often are you going to see, like, Blue Eyes getting just set from the hand, right? I mean, obviously in regular Yu-Gi-Oh! You're not, because who's Tribute setting a Blue Eyes? But I think it's just creates just an interesting dynamic because it's specifically a trap card. It's not just board wipes 7, 8, and 9 like these cards are. But surely it'll get better, Joseph, right? Surely Yu-Gi-Oh! Will be on track to be one of the most successful IPs of the modern generation.
About that.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shadow1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, Phoenix Theme World, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, Draconic Little Fadeleaf, Peyton McGrath, Dylan Rare Hunter, Jesse Wood, Chrono the Branded Enjoyer, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Flannel Daddy, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Cheeks McLapperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Uncle Brian of Stardust, Wonder Waffle, MBT canceled by all community soon, canceled by all committee soon, canceled by all players soon, Nicholas Carpenter, Corvain, and Konami. When are we getting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Lore anime? Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.